Now, coming back to your vision, I mean, after writing so many books and reaching millions of followers through YouTube, what is the vision you have?
I don't have a vision, frankly. I work. And that work results into something. What it results into, I neither know nor feel any desire to know. The truth is that it is unknowable. So even if I want to know, I cannot know. I don't put any energy into envisioning. I never knew I would have a stage like this. Even 6 months back, I could have never thought of the point I am at. But I know of what is important right now and I address that. At most, I look at things a few days into future. 1 week, 1 month. Even 1 month is too much. And beyond that is beyond my capacity. I have never known what the whole thing would result into. So, I do not operate from a particular future that I want. That's the usual modus operandi. You have a picture of the future that you want, and then you say, I want to reach there, and here I am. So how do I figure out how to reach there? That's the usual way it operates. With me, it doesn't work that way. All I know is where I am and what needs to be done right now to take care of the failings and the falseness and the deficiencies of where I am.
And how do you define your mission statement?
We don't have any. There's none. There's none. Back in 2015, we crafted something on the lines of new humanity through intelligent spirituality. But that sounds so dumb.
Not intelligent.
Junked it.
Sure. So we know you as an author, as a philosopher, as a YouTuber, a speaker. I mean, so many titles attached to it. How much, do you relate with the title of an entrepreneur? You call yourself an entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur. Yeah, depends on the meaning you are loading the word with. Entrepreneur. Depends on the meaning. If entrepreneur means someone who is making a fresh beginning, breaking new ground, then yes, obviously entrepreneur. So fine. But if entrepreneur means someone who is pursuing the classical path of capitalism, where you exist to generate endless profit for the sake of profit, then no, then not an entrepreneur. In terms of doing something fresh, am I an entrepreneur? Yes. But if entrepreneurship is about continuously generating surplus for your own consumption and probably exiting your company at the right time by selling it to the highest bidder, then entrepreneur is the last word that can be attached to me.
But how do you balance the two? Because a foundation is typically a non-profit one, and the kind of teachings you have are more spiritual in nature. But yes, again, you're running the households of so many people attached to you. So how do you balance out the two?
I said that a while back. My concern is not metaphysical. When you say the teachings are spiritual, you probably have something otherworldly in mind. We are addressing the day-to-day problems of ordinary mortals. And if you do that, people see that, and then on their own, they want the process to be strengthened and intensified, and they come and contribute. We are not preaching mumbo jumbo to them. We are not guaranteeing them a seat in heaven. Right? Someone cannot take a career decision. Vedanta helps. Someone is not at ease within her family. Krishna has something to suggest to her. And these are very material problems, aren't they? So spirituality is the solution to material problems that materiality cannot solve. The problems are material, but the solution is spiritual. And if the material problems are being solved, why won't people contribute materially? The notion you're probably coming from is that spirituality is just about basic rituals that you get into for the sake of tradition. And the word also conjures up images of superstition and all kinds of mindless behavior. What we are doing here is something dimensionally different. Right? All that we have in the world consumes you so much that you forget to look at yourself. My work is about taking people within themselves, helping them look at their desires, the root of all desire, this thing that they call as the ego, the self, the I. Helping them discover falseness within and consequently beauty within. The work is to give them courage so that they can stand up to the world. First of all, so that they can stand up to themselves. That's the work. And since it has material benefits, hence people contribute in a material way.
Sure. And is there an idea which you have in terms of building it maybe in the form of an enterprise further, coming out with something more which you would like to resonate with your followers or people who believe in your teachings?
Those who already know that we are reaching 20 crore people in general every quarter, and more than 2 crore people in an intense way. That's already a lot. The number of people we are addressing, were they a country, it would be one of the top 10 most populous countries in the world. So the challenge is to serve them better. The challenge is to penetrate them deeper. When it comes to the reach is already there. The thing is to bring them more into themselves. So I do not know what you specifically mean by turning it into an enterprise. It's already a mammoth enterprise.
I asked you, in case there are any products or anything further you plan to get into.
This is the product. This is the product.
I think there's a merchandise range which you already have.
That's a souvenir thing.
Okay.
A poster, a key ring. This is the product. And when it comes to ebooks, the number of ebooks people are reading every day, how much is it, Udit?
Close to 2,000 per day.
2,000 ebooks per day are being taken up by people. So look at the number on an annual basis. 1,000 of these and 2,000 ebooks. And when it comes to those who are watching content on social media, that's an altogether different figure. The app, the Acharya Prashant app, has close to 1.2, 1.3 million downloads by now. And a significant number of daily active users. So it's already happening. The challenge is to deepen the penetration. Someone could have the app on his phone and just read one quote per day. And we don't think that amounts to much. If the fellow really wants to achieve his potential, then he has to give it more time. He has to first of all have the confidence that the solution will come from here. And that's something we are continuously working on.
Okay. And any insights into in terms of the kind of people or any particular age group, or they would come from a certain section of society or from certain cities particularly, who typically are your followers?
They come from every possible section of society. So the division is not really horizontal. We have people coming in terms of economic divisions. We have people coming from the most disadvantaged sections. We also have people coming from the most well-off places. Owners of unicorns. And such people. There is no particular section we are not present in. However, there is a division in some other sense. The division is internal, not outer. How much money you have vis-a-vis somebody else, that's an external distinction. That's about your pocket, and a pocket is an external thing. The distinction is internal. within any particular section or economic class or whatever, linguistic class or any kind of class, within any class, there is a clear indication of who would come to us and who would not.
Okay.
The ones who are very, very sure of themselves, they take a lot of time coming to us. The ones who are a bit sober, a bit circumspect, a bit unsure, not full of confidence, more full of questions, more full of inquiry, they are the ones who readily come.
Okay.
The cocksure ones, they take their time. Not that they won't come, but they take several years before they realize that they need to. So the typical person who comes to us as a reader of these books or as a participant in our programs is someone who is inward looking. Someone who is conscious, already conscious to some degree of what goes on within. And since she can see what goes on within, hence she sees the need for a resolution. The ones who are so externally directed that they never actually manage to look within, they remain in their own confident place, full of plans, ambitions, reveling in their achievements. So it is a certain inwardness that distinguishes the person who comes to me from the person who does not.
Okay.
It is not about money, it is not about gender, it is also not about religion, it is also not about nationality. It is about inwardness. Those who are honest enough and sensitive enough to look at themselves, they take lesser time in realizing that they need to come to these.
Which has been your favorite out of all the books published, and the one you resonate yourself the most with?
There's one that has very recently come out in Hindi, Ram Niranjan Nyara Re. So, might just be recency effect, I'm not sure. But because I delivered those lectures quite heartfully, so it's quite dear to me. Vedant in English, and then obviously the entire Bhagavad Gita series is there. Ram Niranjan Nyara Re is a song by Saint Kabir, and I took close to 4 months to speak on that one single song. So
Okay.
all that has been compiled in the form of a book. So one song for the entire book. And yeah.
Okay. So, what or who inspires you? As again, you are also an inspiration to many. So, what is it which inspires you?
You remember the sparrow? I don't like to see her suffer. It's not the greats that inspire me. It is the innocence of the feeble one that just compels me to keep working. I don't want to emulate somebody great. I'm not looking at the greats for inspiration. Even if I try to, I cannot recall looking at somebody's life or biography and drawing inspiration from it. I venerate them, I respect them, but it's not about them. They are already great. They are already there. It's about the ones who are here and suffering for no good reason. That's what keeps me going.
Sure. So, but do you remember any particular moment wherein you brought about a change in somebody's life and you saw it coming?
It's like asking, do you remember any particular heartbeat of your own? I haven't had many cardiac events. The heartbeat is pretty regular. Every single day, there are thousands of testimonials on the app. And every single testimonial is about the change that has already come to people's lives. Now, how do I single
the
out?
first time it would have happened with somebody and you realized it?
It's been a continuity. I don't remember. Also, remembering a particular one would be good nutrition for the ego. I was able to effect a change in that person's life. See, I am God. So I am satisfied.
No, even a teacher brings a change in a student's life.
Yes,
That's
so I'm satisfied knowing the general trend. I don't want to recall a particular event. So in general, if I see people are benefiting, that is sufficient for me. If I remember particular instances, that would only serve to ingratiate my ego. So the general trend is yes, lots and lots of people are benefiting and they have to benefit. It's a rule of life. Not that I'm doing anything particularly special. What I'm bringing them to is a source of life. It is the greatest healer possible. So there is nothing surprising in it that people are benefiting. They will benefit. Obviously, they will. So the work does not really require a proof of concept. The matter is already settled. It's not about convincing yourself that it's delivering the goods. It's about now being able to push it as much as you can within your limited lifetime.
Sure. So lastly, how are you making your content much more richer?
I'm not thinking of that. The more the people come, the greater is the responsibility on me. And it is from that responsibility that richer content springs on its own. I don't have to try to do that. It's like when you are dealing with a patient on the deathbed, the best that you can do, doesn't it emerge on its own? You try to your maximum extent, even beyond your capacity. So the more I find myself responsible for millions of lives, the more discipline it puts on me, and the more refined it forces my words to be. And anyway, I do not have time to sit and refine this content because all this is just spontaneous.
Mhm.
So how can I plan it out in advance? This conversation would render a text piece of some kind, won't it?
Yeah.
Now, I haven't had any time to sit on it and deliberate. It's just coming up. And the only way I can refine it is by being more responsible. That responsibility is coming to me every single day and adding up. The numbers are swelling. So that's it.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of the conversation. Thank you for talking to us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.